Okay, good morning to one and all. Today we will discuss about this geometric design. That means normally in this second chapter we are having this concept geometric design. This geometric design is entirely comprises of two topics. First one is the horizontal curves and second one is the vertical curves. Already I explained those topics in second chapter, but this PPT having some content of images. Those images are useful for you to better understanding of the subject with some concepts. So that I have explained this topic. First of all, what is the main theme of this geometric design? First one, we are having the concepts. What are the different designs involved in these geometric concepts? That means in all over the world, what are the different kinds of roads are designed. After that, we are having two classifications. First one is the vertical alignment. How vertical alignment was designed? What are the fundamentals involved in this vertical alignment? That means fundamentals means we are having the combination of different kinds of arcs and different lines, so that each line having some equation with respect to these mathematical forms, so that while we are combining those two lines, what is the combined equation we are having, so that in what way we need to analyze those equations for getting a value with respect to rising or length. Next one, crest vertical curves. That means with respect to normally for a particular circular any other, we are having this crust and trough. Normally this crust and trough are related to a mountain. The top first where the top part of a mountain we are called as a trough crust, and the bottommost part we are called it as a trough. Likely in a particular curve also we are having a crust. That means peak part of a curve we are called it as a crust. Next one, sag vertical curves. This is sagging and hogging. That means whenever two lines are intersecting with respect to one to one, so that this kind of this sag vertical curves we have to observe mainly in junctions and other conditions. After that we are having this horizontal alignment, but in case of this horizontal alignment we are having a few topics. Why? Because it is a simple one and easily understandable. First of all, we have to know about these fundamentals. That means those are also related to this mathematical knowledge and some physical philosophies. After that, we are having a major concept in this horizontal alignment is super elevation, and the second one is the rising of particular profile of your road. Those two are the main concepts in horizontal alignment. But in case of vertical, we are having this crust curves and slag and other things we are having. After that, non testable stuff, that means roads which are having some important philosophies. That means those who are designed for different purposes to meet different traffic phenomena and accident studies and other parking studies. All those are here. So first we have to observe what is the concept. That means outline means we are having a concept. In this particular road, we have to observe different horizontal curves and vertical curves. Both are mixing in a particular road. The alignment is a 3D problem broken down into 2D problem. That means 3D means 3 dimensions. Normally we are having a 2-dimensional in our textbook knowledge, but in case of these PPTs we have to observe these 3D philosophies also. Why? Because we are having a clear cut images. By using those images we have to understand the subject with a better knowledge and images. First one, broken down into 2D problems. 3D images means normally 3 dimensions. One dimensional means simply a dot is a 1 dimension, and 2 dimensions means a simple line is a 2D. That means one direction and another direction, both x direction and y direction we are having, those are called as a 2D. if the particular image having three directions, x direction, y direction and z direction, those are called as a 3D parts. Normally we are designing most of the structures with a 2D plans. That means normally building plans and all other are related to these 2D plans. But in case of 3D, we are using different kinds of softwares like BIM software and AutoCAD. Likely AutoCAD also we are having this 3D. You are now presently in second year. In the third year, second semester, we have to face this AutoCAD lab and a STAAD Pro lab in final year. So that in those 2 semesters, you have a brief knowledge on what is a 2D image, what is a 3D image, how we have to observe. I will explain with one example. Normally, in our civil engineering purpose, we are having a major work with bricks. That means those are the building elements. Normally, we have to observe it is a brick. Okay, this is a top view of a particular brick. So that for this also we are having different alignments, so that it is a one view. It is a normally brick. Okay, in front view what we are having is this is the top view of a particular brick. Okay, what is the side view means? Normally it is a side view. What is the another view means? It is a another view. So that for every structure we are having 3 different views. First one is the top view, second one is the front view, third one is the side view. It is the first one, it is the second one, it is the third one. So that likely we have to observe a 3D philosophies, 2D philosophies. We need to know. In engineering drawing, we have faced those problems of what is a 1D, what is 2D, what is 3D. Next one, stationing along horizontal alignment. We are having this value 12,000 feet, 1200 feet, which is equal to 12 plus 0, 0. Likely this is the one indication. Indication means normally in roads and other constructions we are indicating the lengths and other dimensions of a particular road. So that likely we have to indicate different dimensions of a road on different places according to their usages. First one, it is a stationing. That means normally it is a horizontal alignment. That means horizontal alignment with respect to x direction or ground level. The total line is in different directions without any vertical inclination. Only the inclination with respect to x axis, and those are I will show. This is a particular curve, so that here we are having some kind of inclination and here we are having some kind of inclination. Likely the total road is with respect to only x direction. Okay, it is x direction. But in case of this, okay, we have to observe, means the total horizontal plane we are having vertical plane. But in case of this vertical plane, we are having some kind of inclination with respect to x direction, y direction majorly. This is the y direction. This is x axis. Likely we need to observe what is the normal horizontal alignment, what is vertical alignment. This vertical alignment mainly we will observe in hilly areas. Horizontal alignment we will observe in normal slopy terrain where there is an obstructions. That means different kinds of areas we are having these trees and other purposes of homes. Likely we are having different obstructions. To overcome those obstructions, we have to design the road in different alignments: horizontal alignment, vertical alignment. This is the cross section. Already in the previous classes also we have observed these horizontal alignments and vertical alignment, but this road is completely belongs to a vertical alignment. Whenever we are drawing a particular diagrams, that means we have to show in what direction the road is aligned. That means the road is normally in what direction we are having. From we have to observe what is the end point and what is the starting point. All those things we have to show in a particular drawing. Why? Because this drawing is the engineer's language, so that these drawings only they have to tell what is the dimensions of a particular structure. They don't have to any other languages and any other codes. Only these drawings will have to tell what is the particular part, what is the dimension of the particular part, and width of the part, thickness of the part, length of the part, and proper inclinations with respect to other buildings and other substructures and others. Okay, here we are having general construction notes, so that some zigzag things are like we are having, so that normally in the building drawing sheets we have to note what is the first point, second point, third point, so that first point will tells a particular quantity of a work, second quantity, third quantity, like our particular diagram different quantities are there, so that each and every point will tells about different quantities lies on a particular drawing sheet. Here in the second diagram they will show directly angle of inclination of a particular road with respect to horizontal level. In this particular diagram we have to observe at a 335, 340, 345, likely the distance will increases from ground level to top level, so that the road is likely we are having in the starting point we are having the road at a degree of 340. After that simply the road is reached to 345, likely there is a peak point. Okay, this is the information regarding vertical alignment of a particular road. Okay, this is the particular vertical alignment. Normally I have said that these vertical alignments we have to observe in hilly areas. Why? Because in hilly areas we don't have a flat terrains. Normally inclined terrains we are having in hilly areas, so that we have to lay a particular road with these vertical alignments only. Why? Because we don't have to do a proper groundwork. Why? Because it is a totally rock strata. To ground the rock strata we have to bear a huge quantity of money, so that we are simply neglecting those grounding and simply constructing in a slopy manner most of the structures in these hilly areas. This is the particular vertical alignment. In this diagram also we are having this double yellow lined lines. That means these double yellow lines are indicating that there may be a strictly prohibition for over changing. That means one lane to one lane we don't have to move. Why? Because it is a hilly terrain. The vehicles will comes with a huge speeds due to these gravitational forces, so that there may be a chance of occurring a head to head collisions if we over change from one road to another road, so that there may be some strictly prohibition to over change of one lane to another lane. So that these things we have to observe and we need to educate to our surrounding people when we are traveling on this kind of roads, so that this symbol is a representation of prohibition of this one lane to one lane change. What is the vertical alignment? What are the objectives we have? For that, first one we need to determine elevation. After that, proper drainage, acceptable level of safety. Normally in these vertical alignments we have a natural drainage. Why? Because we are constructing road in a with a slope, so that there may be no chance of stagging of water. Why? Because the total road having some quantity of slope, automatically the water will move downwards. But in vertical alignments we have major problem with this surrounding rock particles. In definitely in rainy seasons there may be some fall down of rocks onto the roads. Recently in Vijayawada we have to observe some kind of some quantity of rocks are falling on the road surface due to these heavy rainfalls. So it is a major problem we are facing in some seasons. That means whenever there is a water flowing with a huge quantity, automatically due to the gravitational forces and other breakdown of bonding between rock to rock, automatically there may be chance of skidding and falling of these rocks. This is the major objectives. After that we are having this primary challenge. What is the primary challenge? Means we have to face those challenges while we constructing a particular roads. from this length of road and that length of road we have to construct in a particular projects, so that we have to face different challenges. While we are facing these kind of challenges, we have a self confidence, that means in the form of our knowledge. Previously we have laid down a particular road of this much of length. In that particular lay down of road we have faced this kind of problems, so that in the next project we won't have to repeat these projects simply by taking a preventive measures. Likely we have to face different levels in our day-to-day life. Likely in our first year and second year also we have faced the first year with different subjects with a good percentage or bad percentage, so that in the second year we won't have to repeat those kind of mistakes while we writing the end examination. Likely we are having some amount of knowledge in our levels of study. Likely we have to face transition between two grades. That means the transition means normally a angle of change. Transition is related to this trigonometry. The trigonometry is totally having these angles. That means the sine, cos, tan, sin theta means automatically we are having angles. So that transition means that is related to angles. So that we are having a different angle of inclinations with respect to horizontal. In the first sag vertical curve we are having, that means sagging means normally a rod is simply, I will show, it is a normal rod, so that we are changing, that means we are bending a particular rod, so that there may be some quantity of sagging in this direction. Okay, particular length we are having some quantity of sagging in the road. But second condition we are having hogging. That means here we are having hogging, HOGGING. So that we need to know what is sag means. Whenever there is a enlargement, that enlargement we will note it as sagging. The compression force, that means in a particular road we are having some quantity of compression like area, so that those compression force we have called it as a hogging. In that particular curve we are having sag vertical curves, and after that crust vertical curves. That means top portion we are having some quantity of decrement of angles. Next one, we are having these parabolic functions. What is a parabola? Normally a circle with huge diameter. It is a normal circle with radius equal on both sides. But in case of this parabola, on one hand we are having a large center, that means a large radius, other hand we are having short radius, so that it is normally called it as a parabola. So that we are having is differential equation, y equal to ax square plus bx plus c. That is a parabolic function. It implies an equal curve tangents. That means we are having two tangents. One is on longer direction, another one is on shorter direction. Y is the roadway elevation, excitation from the beginning of the curve. Okay, this is the example for the vertical curve, where we are having the equation y equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Normally PVC, PVT, that means vertical curves, vertical transition curves with an angles of particular length. So that means the total length of the transition curve is capital L, so that at the middle point of the particular curve we are having L by 2. Those things we have to observe. And Z1 and Z2, that means Z1 and Z2 are the both are transition lines drawn from those particular points. Here we are having at PVC, and PVC x equal to 0, y equal to c, at PVC x equal to 0, dy by dx equal to b. That means simply they are differentiating the equations with respect to x. That means dy by dx means differentiating equation y with respect to x. Dy by dx equal to, where x equal to 0 means automatically ax square plus bx plus c. Means dy by dx means simply they are differentiating ax square means x square equal to x, we will get x equal to 1 and c equal to 0, so that with respect to x we are getting it as a 1, so that we are getting b, otherwise b also 0. In the preliminary first equation we will get only y equal to c. Why? Because here we are having ax square plus bx. In the both two terms we are having x, so that x equal to 0, 0 into a equal to 0, 0 into b equal to 0, so that simply we will get as c y equal to. But in case of second PVC, x equal to 0 means we are getting dy by dx. Simply we are differentiating, so that x square equal to x, x equal to 1 and c equal to 0. Those dy by dx simply we will call it as a g1. Anywhere d square y by dx square, that means d square y by dx square equal to, simply we are double integration, means automatically we are having simply 2a. Why? Because a x square we will get as a 2x. In the second term also we are having simply 2a into 1, so that we will get 2a equal to z2 minus z1 by l, a equal to z2 minus z1 by 2l. Simply we will get on both sides z1 and z2. That means gradient 1 and gradient 2 in two directions of a particular curve. This is the example they are giving for a vertical alignment. Why? Because these examples are very much useful in your graduation purpose. That means you are an undergraduation likely. Whenever you are doing graduation in transportation engineering, these examples are very much useful for solving these kind of problems. Normally these all are useful while we are designing a particular roadway or railway track. You have to face these kind of inclinations in roadways and railways. In waterways you won't have these inclinations and elements. Simply on a particular surface you have to flow. But in case of these roadways and railways and airways also we are having. But in case of airways we won't have to choose this kind of radius. Why? Because normally aeroplane lands and moves in a flat surfaces, so that we have to design the base grade, subgrade and below grades with a particular high quality material, otherwise the aeroplane will clashes. This is a particular 400 feet equal tangent crosses a vertical line at a PVC station. It means there may be some quantity of tangents, 100 plus at 59 feet elevation. The initial grade is 2% and the final grade is 4.5%. Determine the elevation of a station PV1 at a height of the point 1. That means here G1 and Z2, those are the elevation. That means normally previously we are called as gradients. Those gradients means normally change of their length with respect to a particular point, so that they are 2% means 2 by 100. That means for every 100 they have a change of 2. But in case of G2 we are having a 4.5 means for 4.5 by 100. For every 100 there may be change of 4.5. Likely we are having these gradients on both sides. Those are called as a PVC1, PVC2. By using this data, previously we are having formula. That means G2 minus G1 by L. That will give directly this A value. Okay, this is the representation of the particular diagram in the previous problem, G1 and G2. And we are having a stationary point at 100 feet. That means 100 plus 0, 0. That means 100 plus E. Okay, this is the better example. That means G1 and G2 we are having both y equal to ax square, where a equal to G1 minus G2. That means G1 minus G2 by total we are having 200 by L into x square, and YL equal to AL by 800, YF equal to AL by 200. Other properties means simply there may be some constants. That means k value defines the curvature of a particular road along the length of the road. That means the curvature we will get it as a k. Those are directly proportional to this length and indirectly proportional to this area. A value k equal to L by A. This is the particular vertical alignment of a road. Okay, while we are traveling on this vertical alignment, we have to face these kind of consequences to our vision. Normally this red line indicates the vision of a particular driver on the back side car. Okay, at these particular points H1 and H2. This SSD is the stopping sight distance between the two cars. Okay, for SSD less than L, means less than the normal length and greater than the length, what we are having, L equal to formula A into SSD square plus by 100 into 2 root 2 H1 plus root 2 H1 H2 whole square. That means these formulas are useful for us to design the road for a proper sight distance. That means whenever there is a proper sight distance, automatically there may be less quantity of accidents due to these sight distances. So that these two things we need to analyze. What is the proper sight distance for a particular length? If the sight distance is greater than length, what we have, less than length, what we have. So that in both cases we have to observe the formulas and we need to calculate those two things. L with respect to greater than the sight distance, with respect to less than the sight distance. These two are the simplified equations. That means in the previously we are having this H1 and H2. Okay, by calculating those H1 and H2 at different locations as per IRC prescriptions, we have to follow those heights simply by substituting those, and A is the normal length between the 2 points. Where A equal A into SSD square by 2158. But in case of less than L, means first of all we are having less than L, after that we are having greater than L, means L equal to 2 into SSD minus 2158 by A. This is the formula for designing of these crushed vertical curves, where K equal to SSD square by 2158. Previously also we are having SSD square by 2158. Simply they are taking A as a particular constant value. After that, all those are the different formulas and values given by this IRC for different speed of vehicles. In different vehicles means cars, buses, trucks, these tractors and two-wheelers, three-wheelers, all we are having different vehicular speeds. So that for each and every vehicular speed, what is the stopping sight distance, what is the K values, all those things here mentioned. Why? Because all those are the keys for whenever we are designing a particular road. As per these rules and regulations, we have to use those values and we need to design. Otherwise, there may be a huge amount of accidents we have to face due to faulty designs. First one, we are having a speed design for 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers, likely up to 130 kilometers we are having. Normally 20-30 kilometers we are having in village roads, but in case of 120 and 130 we are having in expressways. From village road to expressways, all those speeds are mentioned here. Similarly, stopping sight distance also. In village roads we are having a 20 meters, but in case of these expressways we are having a 285 meters. That means the distance between those two vehicles has to be likely 285 meters whenever they are moving on these particular expressways. Those are the different values for k values, design constants. After that, we are having a US customary, that means those two values are related to this United States. Design speed with respect to 15, 20, likely they are having a maximum speed of 80 kilometers. Why? Because in huge countries they are having less quantity of populations and more amount of these road facilities, so that they have to design with a smaller. Why? Because they are having less quantity of people and less quantity of these traffic jams and other accidents. These are the simply curve designed for a particular length to here. Also we are having 0 to 16, and after that we are having 200, 400, 600, likely for every 200 difference in x axis and simply 2 difference in y axis. This is the difference of particular percentage of these gradients whenever the roads are changing. That means whenever two roads are meeting, automatically we are designing it as a curve, so that in the curve we are having the change of this alignment 2%, 4%. That means in the first road we are having 2% of change of alignment, in the second road we are having a 4 to 5%, so that we have to observe the alignments, whether it is a 2%, what is the normal value, 4%, what is the normal value. We have to observe those two things, and we need to plot a graph, and we have to use the particular value. For 2% this is the value, 4% this is the value. For that we are having 3.7%. what is the value for those 3.7%? we need to calculate by using different iterations and others. Those iterations normally won't have phased linear. This is the sag vertical curve. In the previous case we have observed hogging. That means likely this a car is simply moving, and they have, okay, due to this vision, likely they are facing. But in case of this second condition, we are having this sagging. The two vehicles are easily visible to one to another. That means the back going vehicle simply having the proper side distance. The front vehicles also having a side distance with the side mirrors. Okay, this is the formulas for calculating the lengths. L equal to A into SSD square by 200 of H1 plus S tan beta. Here also we are having gradients G1 and Z2. Z1 at a normal first point, Z2 at the second line. We have to use those two gradients with respect to center points. That means center point we are having point PV1. Here also having what is the beta, what is the H1. Okay, H equal to headlight sight. That means nearly 2 feet. That is equal to beta equal to angle of inclination with respect to horizontal surface. Here also we have to observe what is the stopping side distance is greater than the length. Stopping side distance is less than the length. What are the formulas we have to calculate? Normally in those two conditions, hogging and sagging, this SSD involves and A involves. Simply the numerical values will changes. So that here the K value, that means constant K equal to SSD square by 400 plus 3.5 SSD, L less than. For these conditions also we are having this particular graphs with respect to Indian conditions and foreign condition. Indian means normally in the metrics we have to observe 20, 30, likely up to 130. That means 20 related to village roads, 130 related to these expressways. This is the stopping side distance in terms of meters, and calculated values K. In the US means United States, and other conditions also we are having these values, design speeds and stopping distance in terms of feet. In our country at 80 kmph we are having normally 130 meters as stopping side distance. But in case of US conditions, they are having kilometers and meters. Okay, metrics and US customary. Here also same alignment difference, that means 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 and 200, 400, 600 gradients. Simply we have to use these iterations and we need to follow the particular grade value. These problems we have to practice simply all the equations we have, that means k equal to SSD square by 400 plus 3.5 SSD. In this condition also a plus a into the SSD square. By using these formulas and these problems we have to observe and we have to calculate the things required. First of all, in this particular example, they given a car is traveling at 30 meters per hour. That means we have to take this US customary. That means the design speed in terms of meters per hour. If the design speed in terms of kmph, you have to take the primary metric system. The design speed in the meters, you have to take this US customary. Okay, in the previous one, whether it is a hogging or sagging, you have to take down those. The entering grade is minus 2.4% and exiting gradient is 4. That means G1 and Z2, those two here, G1 equal to 2.4, Z2 equal to 4%. A tree has fallen across the road, approximately the PVT. Assuming the driver can't see the tree until the lift by headlights, so it is reasonable to expect. That means in this condition we have to calculate the stopping side distance SSD. Why? Because the tree is fallen across the road, so that at what distance, stopping side distance required to observe those trees falling on a particular road. The second example also what we are having is a similar example but a crust curve. A car is traveling with 30 meters per hour speed. The country at night on the wet road, that means the surface of the road also changes. It means wet road means normally for this kind of wet roads, the brakes will not that means the brake will not be applied at a particular time. That means why? Because there will be some time taking to application of these brakes due to these wet surfaces. Whenever we are applying a brake on a particular point, it will rests on another point due to this wet properties lies on a particular surface of a road. Through a 150 feet long crust vertical curve, the entering grade is 3.0, G1 is 3 and G2 is minus 3.4. A tree has fallen across the road approximately at PVT. What is the reasonable to expect the driver has to able stop before hitting the tree? Here also I have to calculate SSD. This is the example 3. A roadway, that is completely different to 1 and 2. A roadway is being designed using a 45 meters per hour. One section of the roadway must to go up and over a small hill with an entering grade of 3.2% and an exiting gradient of minus 2%. How long must the vertical curve be? That means we have to calculate the length of the vertical curves. Design speed we are having, gradients we are having. We need to calculate L value. That means you have to take this L equal to A into SSD square plus by 400 plus 3.5 SSD. You need to take those conditions, whether it is greater than less or less than L. All those are related to this horizontal alignment. Once again we have to observe. In this particular vertical alignment we are having hogging curves and sagging curves, so that in those particular hogging curves and sagging curves we have to design the road with respect to these gradients. That means Z1, Z2 are the gradients. They are directly giving. G1 is normally 3 or 2 or 1, but in case of G2 they are giving as a negative. That means a negative symbol before the G2. Why? Because it is a opposite to the particular road, so that they are simply giving negative to the Z2. By using this parabolic principle, we have to calculate the values y equal to x square plus bx plus c. So that we need to calculate in different equations, dy by dx, d square by dx square. So that we are having these elevations with respect to those gradients, g2 minus g1 by 2l. Normally previous cases we are having z1 dy by dx. Okay, here we have to observe gradient 1 is positive, gradient 2 is negative. Okay, stationary point at 100 feet. Here also we are having gradients to y equal to a by 2. All those are the related to those equations. K equal to, this k value will get as the total length of the curve by alignment a value, where a equal to this gradient 1 minus gradient 2. That means gradient 1 is in positive symbol, that means plus we are having, gradient 2 is negative. So that simply we need to add those two gradients, we will get as a and the length of the curve we have to find out, and simply we will get this k equal to L by a value. It is a particular values we have to find out. In this particular formula, the three examples we have to calculate stopping straight distance. So that particular equation we are having a L equal to a into SSD by 100 into square root of 2h1 plus square root of 2h2 whole square. So that h1 h2 all those two terms we are having, and the a value equal to z1 minus z2, and the length also we are having known, that means value. We need to calculate this stopping side distance. So that we have to calculate by reversing the equation, L into 100 of 2h1 plus 2h2 whole square by a, we will get stopping side distance. So length equal to a into SSD by 215, and after simplification, these are the curves. Whenever there is an indirect information, then only we have to use this kind of curves for problems. This is another curve. But hogging and sagging both, we are having this curve philosophies. This is totally about these vertical curves and those designing of vertical curves.